Ooh, he's coming.
Oh my gosh, this is the first time I've ever seen.
Catch the action as officers face off with everything from a befuddled alligator to a runaway cow, as well as moose, pigs, emus, and more in side-splitting situations. It's a wild ride of animal antics and police antics you won't want to miss. A funny moment happened with a police officer trying to handle an alligator.
That cow, boy, I wrapped that gator. He ain't gonna do you nothing. He ain't gonna do you nothing. You can't do nothing. You can't do you nothing, bro.
The alligator's mouth was taped shut and the officers were working to secure it. Suddenly, the alligator moved. The officer, forgetting the alligator was already taped, jumped back in shock and screamed like a little girl. His fellow officers couldn't help but burst into laughter at his unexpected and dramatic reaction. In an unexpected event, a driver captured a wild scene on the highway.
He's coming, here he comes. He's coming backwards, Mike. Are you kidding?
A cow was spotted running down the middle of the highway, causing quite a scene. Local police quickly arrived and began chasing the cow with their patrol car. They tried to block its path and steer it to safety. Despite the officers' best efforts, the cow managed to escape and continued running down the highway. The Sudbury police officers are suddenly dealing with something totally out of the ordinary. A loose moose, of all things.
That's crazy.
Officers faced off with a moose in a chill backyard, using just a badge and guts to safely shoo away the unexpected backyard visitor.
It's just a baby, but even still.
Police officers calmly guide the young moose back to its habitat, using a plastic container drum, keeping the situation cool and everyone safe. In a heart-pounding moment, a police officer faced a dangerous encounter with a crocodile. The officer tried to catch the crocodile using only a towel. He dropped the towel on the crocodile's head, hoping to subdue it. Suddenly, the crocodile lunged into the air, narrowly missing the officer. The officer quickly stepped back, visibly shaken by the close call. A shocking moment unfolded in Victoria Park when an American bulldog attacked a police horse.
This is not okay.
During the attack, the dog bit the horse's legs and body several times, causing chaos and distress. As the situation escalated, two police officers urgently shouted for the dog to be put on a lead, trying to prevent further harm and regain control of the out-of-control situation.
Come on, get hold of the dog. Get hold of the dog, please. Please, someone be brave. Someone be brave. Grab it. Someone grab it now.
The horse tried to defend itself by kicking at the dog. Bystanders who witnessed the attack tried to help by grabbing the dog. Finally, the owner of the bulldog managed to get his dog away from the horse. In a dramatic encounter caught on camera, a team of 3 men, including a seasoned trapper and 2 officers, are seen attempting to secure an alligator.
Oh my God.
As they worked to get the feisty alligator into the back of a truck, they quickly discovered that the reptile was far from cooperative. Despite being securely tied up, the alligator thrashed and wriggled, making the task much more challenging than anticipated.
Ooh, he's coming back. You alright?
In a surprising twist, the alligator suddenly lashes out with incredible force, delivering a powerful headbutt to the trapper. The unexpected blow sends him sprawling to the ground, stunned by the ferocity of the reptile. In the middle of Alberta, things got wild for the local cops on what seemed like a chill day. The radio lit up with something you don't hear every day. An ostrich was doing its own thing, wandering around the countryside.
Oh my gosh, this is the first time I've ever seen this.
In Alberta's big fields, officers chase down an ostrich, blending amusement with determination. They navigate the unusual situation as calls flood in about the ostrich zigzagging through backyards and strolling along country roads. Officers surrounded the clever bird, while people gathered around, filming the strange event on their phones. What started as an ordinary moment turned into a captivating show for everyone. It was just another day on patrol for a police officer in Temple, Texas, but what started as a routine call quickly turned into a heart-pounding pursuit unlike any other. With adrenaline pumping, the officer embarked on a daring chase through the fields. Despite his best efforts, the crafty cow seemed to have other plans, skillfully dodging every attempt to capture her. Finally, after carefully planning his moves, the officer managed to lead the cow into a chain-link fence, hoping to end the chase. But in an exciting moment caught on camera, the cow suddenly ran away, leaving the officer behind. A police officer's dash cam captured an unexpected event involving a cow. The officer approached a cow that was wandering in a field near the road, trying to catch it and ensure it wouldn't stray onto the road. Suddenly, the cow charged at the officer without warning. The officer tried to run, but the cow was too fast. The cow crashed into the side of the police car, and you could both see and hear the impact. Late at night, a traffic camera caught something surprising during a routine police stop. A police officer was talking to the driver of a car, checking their details, when something unusual happened. Out of nowhere, a pack of wolves suddenly appeared and ran right across the highway. Seeing the wolves coming, the officer quickly jumped into the car he had stopped to stay safe. The wolves ran past them, and the officer watched carefully until they were out of sight. In a quiet police station in Florida, officers were in for a surprise when an unexpected guest slithered into their office.
We can have this door open.
When the officers noticed the snake, one of them quickly grabbed a trash bin to try and catch it. Clearly not a fan of snakes, he squealed with fear as he approached the slithering intruder. They thought they had the snake, but it slithered out of the container. The officers screamed and laughed as they tried to figure out how to snare the clever serpent. The police increased their efforts to capture the escaped reptile. On a peaceful street in the neighborhood, a police officer approaches a white car for a routine traffic stop.
I stopped you for your speed right over here. Okay.
The officer calmly walked toward the parked vehicle, which he had stopped for speeding, to ask a question. After a while, he returned to his bike. Suddenly, he saw a wild turkey appear out of nowhere. The turkey seems curious at first, but then it starts moving quickly towards the officer. Without warning, the turkey flies up and attacks the officer. Instead of panicking, the officer starts laughing and skillfully dodges the turkey's attempts to peck and scratch him. On a quiet day in La Crosse, Wisconsin, a neighborhood was thrown into chaos. A frantic call to 911 reported a pit bull on the loose aggressively lunging at bystanders. The La Crosse police were called after residents reported a hostile pit bull causing chaos. Officers found the dog on the hood of a van, growling aggressively. The owner tried to leash the dog. Suddenly, the pit bull lunged at an officer, knocking him down and biting his arm.
Doesn't want to take it home. She's gonna get it. Okay, there we go.
Please come up.
After a few tense moments, the owner managed to regain control of the pit bull and placed it into the animal control vehicle. Meanwhile, the officer who had been bitten received prompt medical attention. In a peaceful residential area, something unusual is about to happen. The police received a call about a bear wandering through the neighborhood. Upon arrival, the officer spots the bear near the road. The bear doesn't seem to be in a hurry, but it's certainly not a usual sight. The officer approaches the bear cautiously, maintaining a safe distance. However, the bear decides to make a move. Seeing the officer, the bear chooses to explore the neighborhood. It crosses the road and disappears between houses. In Tacoma, Washington, a dramatic rescue happened, where an elk found itself in a dangerous situation. A police officer responded to a call about an injured elk. The elk had gotten its antlers tangled in the rope of a tree swing. On camera, the elk can be seen struggling to free itself as the officer works to cut the rope. The situation gets intense when the elk, in its panic, charges towards the officer, causing him to fall over. After a tense moment, the police successfully cut the rope and the elk quickly ran off into the woods. Ever wondered what it's like when a police officer encounters a mountain lion at night? Here's a surprising moment caught on camera. A police officer was out on a night patrol using a flashlight to search the dark surroundings. Suddenly, a loud scream echoed from the darkness. The officer was clearly startled by the scream and quickly stepped back, moving away from the noise. The unexpected sound had shaken him up and made him rethink his search. In the heart of Florida, a routine patrol takes an unexpected turn as officers confront a growling alligator, its presence causing a stir in the urban landscape. With lights flashing and bystanders watching, an officer cautiously approached the agitated alligator. Undeterred by the formidable reptile, the officer improvises, fashioning a makeshift noose from a yellow rope to gain control of the gator's powerful jaws. Working together seamlessly, a team of officers steps in, each playing a vital role in subduing the unruly creature. With precision and determination, they managed to secure the alligator's mouth and limbs. In Cleveland, police had an unexpected chase involving two runaway horses on a busy highway. An Ohio Department of Transportation traffic camera captured the surprising moment when two police horses got loose. The horses were running freely on a busy highway, causing a lot of traffic. As the horses galloped down the road, cars stopped to give way, creating a bit of a traffic jam. Cleveland police officers quickly jumped into action, chasing the horses to bring them back under control. On the side of the road, a group of people spotted an emu running away. The emu was darting around, and it quickly caught the attention of nearby police officers. Police officers quickly arrived at the scene to assist with the runaway emu. Using their patrol cars, they strategically positioned themselves to block the emu's path and prevent it from running any further. One of the onlookers attempted to catch the emu using a rope, but the agile bird proved too swift. Despite their best efforts, the emu evaded capture and made a swift getaway, continuing its unexpected adventure on the run. In a peaceful neighborhood, a driver witnessed an unusual sight: a police officer on the run pursuing a wild pig. The officer sprinted after the pig, determined to catch it despite the challenging chase. The pig was surprisingly quick, darting around with impressive speed. However, the officer's determination never wavered. After an intense chase around the neighborhood, the officer finally managed to leap onto the pig and secure it, bringing the wild chase to a successful end. With considerable effort, the officer managed to lift the pig into his arms. As he carried the pig to safety, the driver who had witnessed the entire chase couldn't help but laugh at the hilariously unexpected scene unfolding before them. Watch as police officers hilariously try to deal with an unexpected visitor, a squirrel that broke into their precinct house. The squirrel got stuck at the door, and the officers were working hard to coax it out. Despite their efforts, the feisty squirrel kept darting around and making things difficult, causing the officers to react with surprise and laughter. Eventually, the department reported that the squirrel managed to escape without any harm. The only casualty of the encounter was the officers' composure, as they couldn't help but laugh at the chaotic yet harmless experience. In Arkansas, officers were called to help remove a chicken that was causing trouble on a woman's front porch. What started as a simple job turned into a hilarious chase.
Oh, bro, no. No. No.
Body camera footage captures the officer's efforts to catch the chicken as it darted around. The feathered fugitive led the officers on a wild chase, even hiding under a car to avoid capture.
Got it!
That's you over here. That fit right there.
Throughout the chase, residents and officers couldn't help but laugh as the chicken repeatedly evaded their attempts to catch it. In the end, the officers managed to catch the cheeky chicken and take it to safety. In the state of Washington, Grant County Police had a thrilling chase when a cougar appeared on the loose in the city of Ephrata.
Back here.
In Ephrata, Washington, a surprising sight unfolded as police officers spotted a cougar darting through residential streets. The footage captures the big cat racing through the city streets.
I'd like to detain and brought back here.
Grant County Police didn't waste any time. They jumped into their patrol cars and started chasing the cougar down the streets. The big cat raced around, making it a challenging pursuit for the officers. Ever seen a police chase involving a pig? Well, that's exactly what happened in Stamford, Connecticut. Here's a funny story of how the local police tried to catch a runaway pig. Body camera footage captured the cops struggling to catch the pig, which was surprisingly quick and slippery. Despite their best efforts, the pig kept eluding them, making for a scene straight out of a comedy sketch. Finally, after much chasing, the officers cornered the cheeky pig and expertly guided it into a trash bin, successfully capturing it. Safely contained, the pig was then transported to Stamford Animal Control, ending the unexpected and humorous adventure. In Houston, a strange and unexpected scene played out in a bustling parking lot.
Do y'all see this ostrich? Somebody done lost their ostrich. Uh-oh, he taking off running. He moving now. He moved.
As a woman drove through the parking lot, she was taken aback by an unexpected sight: an emu sprinting across the lot with a police car in hot pursuit. The scene was anything but ordinary, turning the routine errand into a surreal experience.
In the world? What the? Are you? What the?
She couldn't help but laugh as she watched the comical chase unfold. Meanwhile, the police car, lights flashing and siren blaring, trailed behind in a futile attempt to catch the fast-moving bird. In the village of Kuruli, Odisha, a dramatic scene unfolded when a policeman faced off with a leopard. The leopard wandered into the village and hid in a cowshed, causing quite a stir among the villagers. To manage the situation, a policeman climbed onto the roof of a nearby building for a better view and to assess the threat. In a sudden and dramatic turn, the leopard lunged fiercely at the officer. Assessing the situation from the roof, the officer reacted with swift agility. As the leopard's claws swiped through the air, the officer leaped off the roof in a split second. In Glendale, police officers faced an unexpected problem when a cow wandered into a residential neighborhood. The first part of the chase was caught on an officer's dash camera as they attempted to trap the cow using their patrol cars. Meanwhile, a second officer's body camera captured the tense foot pursuit through the neighborhood.
Yeah. You got a rope?
The officers dashed through yards and down streets in their effort to catch the cow. Eventually, the cow paused in front of a house, giving the officers the opportunity they needed. With a rope in hand, they cautiously approached, ready to secure the cow. In Corner Brook, a police officer was dispatched to handle an unusual situation. A moose had wandered into a bustling parking lot. The moose wandered through the parking lot, causing quite a stir among the people. The officers arrived quickly and took charge, making sure both the moose and everyone around stayed safe. They guided the moose out of the busy lot and into a safer place. Using the police car, the officers carefully guided the moose through the parking lot. The officers directed the moose towards the forest, making sure it avoided harm and didn't pose a risk to anyone. In Oklahoma, police officers encountered an unexpected and unusual challenge: chasing a runaway pig through a residential neighborhood. The pig had escaped and was running freely, making it a challenge for the officers to catch. The little creature dodged their every attempt, weaving through yards and streets with surprising agility. Despite their best efforts and the chaos unfolding around them, the officers couldn't help but laugh at the pig's antics. After several attempts and a lot of patience, the officers finally managed to catch the pig. They carefully guided it into a transport vehicle, ensuring it was safely secured. With the pig safely on board, the chase came to a successful end. In North Ridgeville, Ohio, the local police found themselves in an unusually challenging situation when a cow named Moodini made a daring escape.
Here, babe. Here, babe.
Talking about the turnpike? No, Route 10 and Route.
The officers found themselves in a surprising and tricky situation as they spent several minutes trying to catch a particularly clever cow named Moodini. The chase unfolded across the streets of North Ridgeville, Ohio, where Moodini showcased an impressive knack for avoiding capture. After several minutes of running around and strategizing, the officers finally succeeded in guiding the clever cow, Moodini, back into the transport vehicle.